Welcome to the Peasants Are Revolting, where we talk about working class history, and today we're going to be discussing how the elites launder money. And you may be saying, this isn't working class and it's not history, and you know what, you're right. However, I do think that would be a benefit for the working class to know how the richest people in the country can keep their money away from the country and thus away from the taxman. And while it may not be history as it's still going on, I do believe that since the start of the 2000s, the three most important events were 9/11, that started the further incursion of the US into the Middle East for oil and the subsequent millions who died from that, Edward Snowden's whistleblowing about the NSA, and the Panama Papers, which proved that the elites do have a hidden economy. And I would also like to state that while things like offshore accounts are still being bought and very much still current events, history did technically start yesterday. So let's say you're a dodgy cunt with a load of money. You could have made it in any unscrupulous manner. You could have been a drug baron or a sleazy politician who sold the property rights of a sacred religious site to the native population of your country to a fracking company who are going to tear it down, or you could be selling tons of guns and ammunition to a dictator who wants to crush a rebellion in his country, or you could be profiting out of blood diamonds, or you could even be running a child sex ring in the ironically named Virgin Islands. It doesn't really matter. What matters is you've made bank and you want to keep it as secret as possible. How do you do that? This is the murky, dirty, cash-fueled world of offshore shell companies. First of all, you either go to your bank, lawyer or asset manager. Let's say in this case it's a lawyer that the dodgy person trusts.
Seriously, when the going gets tough, you don't want a criminal lawyer, right? You want a criminal lawyer. Know what I'm saying?
And they tell them to contact a corporate service provider such as Mossack Fonseca. This is when the first transaction takes place. The lawyer purchases Mossack Fonseca's product with the criminal's money. The product is a fake name of a company that doesn't exist. Mossack Fonseca then appoint one of their employees as nominee director to the fake company. However, the dodgy person has power of attorney over the company. What this means is the dodgy person can drop in or take out money when they please, and the nominee director just signs the document saying this is allowed, and the dodgy cunt signs the documents either with a fake name or with what is known as a bagman, which is a trusted associate, which means that the paper trail doesn't reach the person implicated. And here's the beauty of it. Let's say the dodgy person is being indicted or has a pesky detective following them. They can ring up or get someone to contact the nominee director and tell them to get rid of the company. The director then says the company went into liquidation or is no longer around, and the whole thing looks as though it never happened. But the dodgy cunt can still take funds in and out when they please, all while paying only a few $100s at most to Mossack Fonseca. How is this allowed to happen? On February 26, 1927, a law passed in the US Congress called Law 32. This law guarantees the secrecy of estates, money transfers and company owners, and offers societies and nominees, which means anonymous societies, which sounds bad but really just means any publicly limited company, as in a company that doesn't offer shares or stocks to the general public. This law basically means if the owner of a company wants to buy out another company or wants to keep some money in a safe for themselves in case society collapses or a global pandemic happens or their companies go bankrupt, or even if they fear their wife or husband will find out about the third affair they've been having and want to keep some money safe and away from a costly divorce, they can do that. What companies do this? Well, loads. However, it's hard to know how many because by their very nature they are secretive. However, Mossack Fonseca is the most well-known one because of the Panama Papers, which was the biggest data leak in human history. Mossack Fonseca was founded by two people. Jürgen Mossack, the son of a Hitler Youth graduate and Waffen SS pilot in World War II, who later on worked as an intelligence agent for the CIA, especially in regard to Cuba, and later on moved to Panama with the help of the CIA, where his son was born. The second, Ramon Fonseca, is a Panamanian novelist and lawyer, who at the start of his life said he wanted to help the world for the better, and I suppose the world got him down and he fucking made this. Both were arrested in February 2017 but were released in April of that year, having paid $500,000 in bail. Why Panama? Well, Panama was once just a poor province of Colombia, but during Roosevelt's tenure, America basically illegally invaded the territory for two main reasons. Number one, they invested a lot of money into the Panama Canal and they wanted to make sure that it was being built and that they got their money back. Number two, Colombia wasn't going to stop them. What this meant is that big American businesses flooded into the small dependent country and it became a haven for off-the-book transactions, as America oversaw the administration of the country till 1999. And today the Panama state profits from all this activity as they make corporation tax through the law firms, employees' income tax, and a small state fee for setting up these shell companies. However, it doesn't just happen in Panama. Here are the other offshore shell company hotspots. British Virgin Islands, Bahamas, Bermuda, Samoa, Uruguay, Hong Kong, Ras Al Khaimah, it's an emirate of the UAE, Netherlands, Ireland, and the US states of Nevada, Wyoming, Delaware, and Florida. Many billionaires, millionaires use this, but one thing I found interesting, by the way, was I looked up Jeffrey Epstein on the Panama Papers, which are fully available for everyone. You can look up whoever you want, and I found he was just basically like a branch of a massive organisation that is based in Dublin, which personally I found strange, but I don't know really what that means, but hopefully someone can question that for him. I don't really know. So now, with all that information, you may be wanting to do two things: either contact your lawyer or burn down your government. And honestly, the way 2020 is going, either is justified at this stage. This has been the Peasants Are Revolting for a little short video I did here today. Like, share and subscribe for the algorithm, and watch another one of my videos if you like this one. I'll be back in another while with another attempt to decolonize your syllabus. Thank you and good night.